Good afternoon. So we've got Lee versus Ben. Lee 5-0 up. Now, I just watched the last frame and I didn't comment on anything. But Lee missed the black and left 4 balls. Only 1 ball on the cushion. The other 3 were easy balls. And Ben had a shot in the middle. And all he had to do really was drop it in. Just drop it in. Because he would have had a shot on the top pocket. And then the one that was on the side, just below the middle side rail, but just below the middle pocket, he could have planted that onto the one that was in the jaws of the pocket. And he didn't even look at it, not once. And he wins that frame, but easily, by playing that shot. You just got to slow down and look, walk around the table and have a look. See, all he now needs to do is that red that he's looking at, which is the red on the cushion on the other side of the table, is just bump that off and leave the white where the red is. Because Ben will only have a tough shot. Oh, he's potted that, but I mean, he surely is not thinking about clearing these up. Well, not from there, he ain't. But yeah, literally, all he had to do, that first ball that he back doubled into the middle, he just had to roll that ball into the open table and leave the white ball on the side cushion, and he could not lose the frame. I mean, if Lee can manage to double this or cut this, he's not got that double. But if he'd have got that double, he probably would have got them. But I don't believe he should have been going for it. It's like that first shot from Ben there. He didn't look. He just hit the ball that was over the pocket that was easy. And now he's messed it up because he's not thinking about what he's doing. Well, let's see what Ben does here then, because if he rolls this right through, he'll probably end up hitting it too hard. I mean, well, I actually think he'll pot this black. Because that's just what Ben's like. He'll pot balls like that, which aren't easy, and then other balls that are just droppings, and he whacks it. He goes for the first ball that he sees. He doesn't look about anything else. He thinks that everything has to be a pot. So Lee's just broke, potted a red, and I believe he'll probably stick with reds. And he should be clearing these up. Okay, something a little bit different. No way. What's he doing? And gives Ben another chance then, so he should really be playing the one. Well, I would be playing the one on the side rail down to the bottom pocket. Certainly wouldn't be playing that ball. And why bring it back? I mean, both of these here. I mean, Lee didn't play his shot hard enough, which is what's forced him into playing the wrong ball, which has made him then pot the white. But what are they doing, honestly? If he'd have played the first ball with the one next to the left-hand side of the black and just rolled it down to the bottom pocket and then played the cut on the one that he screwed back, what he screwed back for, I don't know. And then Ben was Simon sailing, and he's made these three balls were easy. Oh my God. And then when he misses a shot, he gets arsey and then it's the ball harder. And it doesn't do him any favours. So it looks like Lee now has only been left with a plant and not knowing where the first contacted ball is going to end up. So he should now be playing the one on the rail. Commit to it, Lee. Well, I don't know. It looks like Lee can hit it. Oh, he's been a bit lucky there. I mean, look at that. He pots balls like that with copious amounts of side. And he can't even. Oh, my God. And then he plays that. And what was he? What was he doing with the? Where's the black? He just gives so many chances away, and he wonders why he loses. Mind you, that is not a very good shot, Mr. Bunker. And you've got 10 tables to practice on. Well, 14. So Ben's done. What's he doing? No, he's missed it again. Oh, that's 3 blacks he's missed, and he's 5-1 down. And I knew Lee were going to pot that because Ben would have whacked it. So that's 3 blacks that Ben has missed, and he's now 6-1 down. That does sort of tell you that what he needs to do. He needs to slow down and just think about what he's doing. And if he did that earlier on in the game, he probably wouldn't be in half the situations that he is in at the end of games. I'm only a gumbo, probably only one level above these two, but I think the way this game's going, I would have probably been 7-0 up. Yeah, Ben's angry now. You can see in his face. He's just angry. He just whacks it. But he. I mean, that was a shot that he needed to hit harder or a lot slower. He just has no idea of what his plan is, and that's what lets him down massively. I mean, that's not such a bad shot, but he should never be playing it. Right, so now Ben's got two shots, two reds and the black. It's not a bad shot. Don't want to be straight. Anything but straight. Oh my. Oh dear Lord. Just had a text from Lee saying, "Well, I can't hold a cue, so it's a good job I'm playing Ben." And I've had another message saying that Ben's got another game tonight, which, if I'm honest, I think could quite easily be 12-0. But we shall see. He's putting his hand up. What does he expect? Oh, he's got a good kiss there. Nice kiss there. There we go. So Ben tried to play the right shot by playing a snooker, and as the only ball that passes the yellow on the bottom pocket, and Ben leaves it on. And it's the same old thing. If he just stopped, slowed down, and actually went around to where the ball was going to stop and think, "Ooh, where do I need to leave it?" Because he needed to leave it touching the back of the yellow, really, to not leave anything. He didn't even look. He just thought, "Yeah, that'll do," and he's ended up losing the game from it. And we've got a big game tomorrow as well. We've got the Mr. Gardner versus young Glenn Whittemore. 6 o'clock or 6:30 tomorrow, I believe. That'll be worth tuning in. That'll be that'll be a good game to watch, especially for the players maybe that don't know the rules so much, because them two definitely do. So they'll play shots and you think, what's he playing that for? And then you'll work out why he's played that shot. Anybody who's not in the if I said for Shannon Barnett as well, because I know he's a good player, but whether he knows the rules enough now or not, I don't know. But I know he didn't know the rules, and if he watches them play, he would learn things. And I know he's a decent player, so it could benefit him. That's a bit unfortunate. I mean, he's got a shot, but they didn't fall too kindly. Them two yellows in the middle of the table. Does that pass that yellow? Right, so Ben has got a chance here. He's got the red that's next to the white, which is his hardest ball on the table. I mean, he's played that shot with bottom. There's no need to play that shot with bottom. Just pot it and you're on a ball. And he's played it with bottom. Cannon Lee's reds that didn't go. So now they both go, and he's on nothing. And he's set him up. I mean, I just don't. Right, you got a chance now, Ben, to move that ball. Move that ball. He's not even looked at it. Not even looked at it, because all he looks at is whether he can pot a ball. Okay, so you put it there and let him move the ball. If you would have moved that ball and left it down there, he couldn't play this shot. Well, Lee didn't play it anyway, but I mean, you just got to start thinking about these things. Right, you got to move this red now, because from where you are, you're not going to be able to pot anything else and get on it. So just move it. There we go. Now you're making Lee do something. Because Lee was not in any panic at all while that red were there. Should have moved it 3 shots ago. You see, now Lee is up against it. Don't know whether he can hit the yellow off the bottom cushion and send it back up to the top to where the ball is just potted from. Don't know if he's got that as an option. But he's in the same situation as Ben. This ball, he has to move it. Right, so Ben here, just think about what you want to do, Ben. You don't have to hit him so hard. Right, so he's hit that soft. Yeah, that's fine.
He's still gone the wrong way, though, Steve.
No, massively he has, but it. I mean, look at this. What's he doing now? And then oh my dear God, and then he pots balls like that.
Yeah, he'll probably nail this as well.
Jeez. Oh. Oh dear. Have you been watching the whole game, Chiz?
No.
Honestly, Lee was 5-1 up, and Ben had missed 3 blacks. But only because he doesn't think about where he's trying to leave the white. He just pots the ball.
It should be a good game then.
Well, that's 8-2. I don't think there's anything good about losing 8-2.
No. They're probably both the most prolific at going the wrong way in the whole club, probably.
I mean, yeah, but I do it as well. But everybody does it on their own thing. But when you're actually watching it, even for people like me, you can see the shots. Sometimes it's hard when you're playing to see the shot. But when you're watching it on here and you just think, how can they not see it? There's been 3 or 4 times Ben's only had one ball that's been not tied up, but just difficult. And all he had to do was just move it a little bit, and Lee would have had to have tried to do something. And they just don't play it. And they leave it and leave it and leave it, and then it just becomes harder.
Yeah, just keep potting it and going the wrong way, and then they've got no ball to get on the black. No, you know that. I try and bite my lip because I know that their standard is much less than ours, but it does frustrate you sometimes.
I mean, I've played with Ben to try and. I mean, obviously, I'm not to the standard of the top guys like yourselves and Buckets and what have you, but I've tried to, with some of the lower players, I've tried to just tell them, because I see he puts a lot of side on shots as well, and I just think you don't even know where the white's going with normal, let alone putting any side on it. You don't need to do that. Just hit the ball down the middle and get an understanding of where the white's going and the directions it travels in after contact. They just don't. don't grasp it. And then they moan when they get beat all the time. I mean, he's had more than enough chances to be, I don't know, he could easily be on 5, which then puts Lee straight away on 5. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, but you're losing 8-2, 9-2 now.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's playing Leo McLean tonight, who I would probably say is a better player than Lee.
Oh yeah, he's definitely better than Lee. Yeah.
And then, but Leo's probably going to end up beating him 12-0.
I mean, I went to play at Leicester yesterday, right? And I'm telling you, you have to have a completely different mindset when you're playing their tables. Because when you play on here, you could quite happily leave anything down the cushion because you know you're going to pot it because they're buckets, basically.
Yeah, I've played over Leicester. I know what you're going to say, yeah.
And the middle pockets are cut so much bigger, so you can leave anything at an angle on here as well. When you play at Leicester, unless you're right behind it, you have to move balls off the cushion and not leave them shots on the middle. It's completely different mindset in that respect. Whereas here, you can literally just go for everything. If you're playing on tour or things like that, there's no practicing on these tables. But just the pockets are ridiculously big. And as much as it's great, because it's a level when you play the big boys like Dom, Lulu, things like that. There's no note for you when you go and play somewhere else. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to play a few more other places. So, it's just it's no good.
You're in that big 50s Saturday.
Yeah. You see, they're called a little bigger than Leicester, but I seem to be the middle pockets are really tight.
Yeah, and on a lot of their tables, you punch balls in, they bounce out.
Yeah.
But luckily, their tables are in pretty good condition, and they are pretty quick on all of them are around the same sort of standard. So it's not like you play on one table. Obviously, the match table's a lot better than the other ones. They let people on it, but the other club table you class as the standard tables, they are pretty much same sort of speeds.
Yeah, that's one downside Leicester, really. The one downside Leicester was there's about sort of 4 tables where they're just, I don't know if you had that same lag, you'd be 18 inches short on these tables than you would if you're playing on the other table. So you get through on the tables, it's very difficult to get pace all the time, but most of the tables are all right. Milton Keynes are all the same, aren't they?
Yeah, they are all the same, yeah.
Yeah, so it's easy there.
But that's what I'm saying with MK Sports, it don't really matter what table you play on, because the only table would be the match table when only because just a few less people play on it.
That's it, yeah. People love playing on these tables, they pop on and they don't miss and all that sort of thing. You go GG guys. Some of them play everything. They pop ball. If they go Leicester, oh my god, be carnage.
Well, it's funny you say that because I play everywhere else here. And I don't know what that is, but I just have concentration or I'm on zone or whatever. I concentrate more. I don't know.
I think a lot of it is if you're playing someone who's equally good as you, maybe better than you know that if you miss on these tables, leave some chance, you're probably not going to have a shot. And Leicester, places like that, with normal pockets, you're probably
might get another go.
Yeah, exactly. You're not under so much pressure to not miss, really, I suppose, in many ways. You don't realise how big these pockets are, do you? It's not really cool. I'll see what I'm doing. It's a massive level for people bucket and things like that. You know what I mean? Because I've had so big, we clear up. Every time I went there, we break well. You know, we probably would be on a tour on a normal day, you know.
No, I get that saying. Yeah.
That's what the big boys were.
They're the same as ours. I don't understand why they're so different.
Well, I don't. These can't be the same tables as these aren't nowhere with these same tables as level MK, are they?
Well, they're all supreme tables, aren't they?
Well, for a start, middle pockets are completely different. They must be different somehow. The middle pockets stick out. I reckon they come out an inch and a half more than they cut more into the table than table Leicester. That's tight and table Leicester. In the middle.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are the same brand table.
Well, they must
I don't know. That's what I mean. It's like surely he hasn't got. You can say he's had a bad bunch, but all 10 of them can't be bad. They've got.
Well, perhaps they're just maintained better than they must be maintained better or something. I don't know. If they're the same table, then there's something different. It's all right changing the cloth all the time, but if you don't do the cushions, you know, I mean, how many cushions go when you're playing on these tables?
Well, I don't play on a lot of. Well, I play on an all round of them more than what a lot of them do, and I think it's only one that I've found at the moment that does it, and that was one of the ones that's just been done.
Do you know, there's a classic case there. Look, Ben's shot. Did you see that shot there? He played a perfect shot to get perfect on the red, to move the yellow, but he hit it so hard he weren't going to hold for the red anyway. All he had to do was pot the red and just run into the yellow, you know, to hold for the red, but he still hit it hard. It's a classic bucket. Oh, he's hit it too hard again. That's all it is, just a bit of thought, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Even on some of the simple ones, like it must have been like 2 or 3-0 to Lee when this happened. But he had a ball just below the middle pocket on the left hand side on the cushion. He had a ball in the jaws of the pocket, in the pocket where Lee's just potted a ball. So he could have planted that ball down the rail, and the black was sitting over the other rail where Lee's hand is now, and he had a ball in the middle pocket, and all he had to do, he had a natural angle just to pot it, and his other ball was up where the red is now. So all he had to do was pot the one in the middle, come up to the top to pot that one, and leave the plant down the rail. And he couldn't miss the plant. And he didn't even look at it. And then he potted the one in the middle, and then because he overhit the one in the middle, he couldn't go for the one at the top. He went for the one over the bottom pocket, and then the plant it makes the shot so much easier. And he just didn't even look at the plant. He potted the ball in the bottom pocket, and then it was end of break because he didn't have a shot.
I mean, what's Ben done there?
Well,
snooker him on the other side of the table where he couldn't get out of it. Why has he played it like that for?
Well, because that's what he does, and now he's in trouble. Because as soon as he moves that ball, because that's what he's going to do, Lee can pot the yellow.
Oh my God!
And he's left in the angle.
And move the black, yeah. Good old Ben. I'd love to help him with his game, but I think my head would explode.
Oh, Lee.
Well, Lee's definitely miscued that. He must have put one of them tips on he put on my cue.
So now, what's he doing? He obviously thinks that one below the black doesn't go.
Well, he's tried to play 3 snookers so far. They've all been easy snookers, and he ain't got one of them.
See, why is he hit that so hard?
Exactly. Well, he's left no hand.
He's just making it harder for himself every time.
If he was going to go into it, then it's an awful shot, isn't it?
Yeah, that.
Lee's only got to hit this, really. Just got to keep hitting it.
I don't even think he's got to hit it, to be honest. I think he could give him 2, and I think he'd get another go.
Well, let's find out. Let's see what his first shot is.
Well, his first shot should be worrying about the one below the black. If he's worried about it not going, that should be his shot.
Oh, well, this looks like it goes in. Oh my God. How's he got away with that? How's he got away with that?
Yeah, but he's also buggered it and all, hasn't he? Really, because he's not made it.
Well, if he's going for it now, he's just got to pot this and sort of screw into the black and hope he doesn't snooker himself. Really, he ain't got a lot more else he can do. Oh my God.
My Lord, he's hit the red, but
Right then, just give him a game and go home. Oh dear. No, I'll take back what I said about he must have had one of my tips on it because he wouldn't have been able to screw it back like that. The white would have been on the bar somewhere.
Right, so that's 11-2, and honestly, Ben, he could have won. He's got 2, and he could have won at least another 5 or 6 on his 2. But Lee's 11-2 up, and it's just like, what? Surely.
There's a reason why he always messes it up towards the end of a clearance, and that's because when you get towards the end of a clearance, you've got to be more precise with your position because you're trying to get on 1 or 2 balls, and he doesn't do that. He just goes the wrong way, and then it gets harder and harder and harder, and then boom, all of a sudden he's got 1 ball left or the black left, he misses it, and you should never ever lose the frame if you're the other bloke, should you?
No, you shouldn't. But it's even with that game there when he had the 2 shots and he moved the red below the black. And even if that red did pot and he went to pot it and missed the pot, he was still snookered on the other ball what was on the cushion. You've got to think about what you want to be doing. If he was worried if he potted that and snookered himself, he could have easily played a different shot and left the red in the middle of the table and just made sure that he left himself on that one on the cushion.
It'd be interesting just ask him where he was going to pot the red after his first shot because it looked like he weren't doing nothing, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He could have played a completely different shot and left himself better, miles better than what he did. I mean, the last thing you want to be doing is potting one of your balls and cannoning into the black and making the black move because it's dangerous. Oh, he's just hit that too hard.
Well, I'm taking Lee snookered himself on the one over the pocket then because that was the next ball.
Yeah, he must have done, yeah. And why has he screwed that?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I mean, it's a nothing shot, isn't it? Now he's going to end up playing this down the bottom pocket. He'll probably play it off the red and open up the pocket with it.
He's potted that clean, look. Oh, right, he's got away with it then.
Oh, that's better than going in.
But to be honest, the way the game
just put the red onto the yellow.
Exactly. The way the game's going, Lee could put this red by the middle pocket on top of the yellow, pot the yellow, and still win the game. Well, what did you hit it that hard for?
He was trying to get the white up here to waste first shot, weren't he?
I'm not convinced they needed to hit it that hard. I would you could have just stunned that and left him, because he wouldn't have gone for the one in the middle. He'd have gone for the one at the top pocket, like he's just potted it in the middle, but he'd have potted that in the top right pocket.
I don't think it matters where he put the white, personally, the way Ben's going for clearances.
And it's like that. What's he tried to do? I mean, has he tried to get past that red there?
I think he did actually try and get, he did actually try and get on the right ball that time, because I think he was trying to get on that one down there.
And that's a bit unlucky, really. But
that's why he actually went the right way. He just didn't get on it.
But he could have hit it a lot softer and made sure that he got on it.
Yeah. But that's the hindsight. When you play fast as well and you don't think about it, you don't think about things like that. All he's thinking about is trying to get dead straight on it. And that's when you make mistakes. There's always an area for your white ball. It doesn't have to be straight. There's always an area for your white ball. You stick it in that area and it's much easier to get on it. You don't have to move the white so much. I
don't mind where my white is, as long as it's not on the cushion.
Well, if you play, you see how many times I miscued when I had a new tip put on. Jesus Christ, I don't cushions either.
I did see that. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's the cushions is the hardest part. If you can master cueing on the cushions, you're halfway there. But if you,
I've always been all right on the cushions. It's just the last two tips I've had put on were concrete. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, I just don't like cueing on the cushion anyway.
24 quid for 3 Elk Pros, really? And they're like rock cakes. Well, some ain't right.
What did you get put on in the end?
Well, just put a legend on in the end.
What, you put a legend on, or somebody else put a legend on?
Someone else did it for me.
Yeah, and that was all right, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got legend soft on mine, and it's lovely. But the first one I had out of 3 was rock hard, and it did look at one point.
Who put it on though?
Lee put it on.
Yeah, exactly. Is there not some kind of coincidence here? Elk Pros, 8 quid each. Every other top bloke that I've spoken to have said they've never had a problem with one tip that they've put on. So either they weren't Elk Pros, either they weren't, or they were dodgy. It's highly unlikely from what I've heard, because the pro ones are completely different to the normal Elks. Or it's something to do with the way he puts the tips on. But either way, he sold me the tips, put the tips on. They were crap, and not once have I been offered the money back, or a new tip, or whatever.
Or to try and resolve it, yeah.
Exactly, and people keep asking me why I don't go in there anymore. It's a principle.
Well, I don't know what he does with his tips. I mean, I used to put all my own on anyway. I always used to use Blue Diamond. But
he definitely does something. He definitely does something that ain't right. Don't know what it is. But he definitely does something. Whether it's that lathe or something, or he don't do something during what you're supposed to do, I don't know. I can't say anything on that because I don't know. All I know is someone put one on for me, hand put it on, shaped it perfect, and it's been absolutely fine.
Yeah. No, I used to do all my own, but I just can't be asked anymore. So I'd rather give away a fucking £5, and if I have to give away another £5 2 weeks later, then I'll just do it because I can't be asked to do it.
Yeah, so 24 quid for 3 tips, if they're decent, is all right, because the amount of time you use one and then have to put another one on, they last you all year. It's not a lot of money. It's not the money. It's the principle that somebody's sold you them, somebody's put them on. So if it's been put on wrong, and the fact that I brought them from the club, either way, if there's something wrong with them, and there clearly was, because every single member in there who heard me hit a ball, it was like hitting with just a ferrule on it. Yeah. And so everybody knows how bad it were. They're supposed to be soft. But either way, surely
you get some kind of money back or a free tip or something.
You'd think that there'd be a resolution to the situation, wouldn't you?
Well, there you go. I've not even seen the third tip. The third tip wasn't even put on, and I asked for that tip twice, and I still haven't got it. So I've actually paid for 3 tips. 2 were crap, and I didn't even see the other one.
Well, I'm sure he's got it, but I don't know, because I've got a box up there of Legends tips, and it's been left in to one side with my name on it. But
I just wanted to see what the tip. I wanted to see what that tip was like, so I could judge whether they were dodgy tips or whether it's something he's done.
Well, there's nothing stopping you if you've bought it anyway. It's yours, isn't it?
Exactly. But I've asked twice, and now I don't go in there anymore, so I can't be asked. It was never about the money. It's a principle. If I sold somebody something and it weren't right, and I see it and I knew it weren't right, I'll give them the money back in a heartbeat. And I ain't spoke to anybody yet who's asked me why I don't go in there. They went and said the same thing.
No, well, there should be something going on. Like you say, if you've had 2 of them and they're supposed to be softs or extra softs, or and obviously there's going to be a bad batch because nothing's ever how they're supposed to be. If you get 150 cars made, you'll always get 1 or 2 that won't come out quite right. But I do understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to make excuses. So if it's your tip and you wanted it, he should have given you it.
Yeah, but even if the tips are dodgy, he still brought them tips off Elk, yeah, whoever supplies them, but then he sold them to me. So the fact that he sold them to me and they're not right, he should give me the money back, and then he should sort out with the company that they were wrong and prove they were wrong. It's not up to me. It's not my fault.
No,
and it's not your fault. And if they are dodgy, then it's not his fault because he wouldn't have known until they were open. But if that's the reason they were dodgy, because they were dodgy in the first place, it still don't hide the fact that you give me my money back because they were crap.
No, I do get what you're saying.
Well, it's probably.
But anyway, Lee won 12-3.
Yeah. Right, I'm off.
Yeah, ta-da, mate. Bye.